Hello, and thank you for joining me on today's live. How are you doing? I know this is a little different. In this training, I'm definitely holding the camera. Here's the thing. The message is more important. And for those of you who are stuck in your ways, we got to say, you know what? We got to roll with it. So right now, I literally am holding the camera. So just imagine if I'm outside with the camera and talking to you, it's the same thing. So, but if you see the camera shaking a little bit, it's because I'm actually holding it. So, how are you guys doing today? This is our training, and today our topic is the perfect audience for your business. All right, so that's what we're talking about today. And this topic is so very important because when we think about serving an audience with our business and what we do, you have to really consider what it is that you have, what it is that you offer, and who is it for, right? Now, there are some products that are general things like that we all use, we know that. But specifically, when you have a business or product, think of maybe yourself or someone that it would be perfect for, and that's the best way to start. And the reason why you do that is because you want to be able to fit uh, everything that you're doing into that person's lifestyle and position your product for a slam dunk, it's perfect fit, right? So here's how that would look. So think about your product or service. Maybe it's something that you use yourself. Maybe you make body butters or you make jewelry. Whatever it is that you do, you're probably your first customer. You're probably somebody who would buy from a similar brand or business such as yours, and that's fantastic. That's a great place to start. So you are your first customer. So think about what that is that created the necessity for your product or service. If you think about what created the necessity for your product or service, this is how you're going to start attracting other people who have the same need for exactly what it is that you do. All right. If you consider your needs, your pain points, your problems, and this is why you created this product, then hey, someone else and probably a lot of other people have the same need as you. And so your product or service is exactly what they've been looking for out in the market, which is why as coaches, as mentors, and as consultants, we always look at the feasibility of what it is that you're doing and who really needs it. All right. So if you go with that premise that you're probably your first best customer, then there are other people who are going to fit that exact profile as well. Right. So start there. What is it that you do that has an obvious use or profile out there of a person that meets the criteria for somebody who would want to buy what you have? You probably have that profile, or if not, it's very close to you. Okay, so start there. Think about who would benefit from your product or service, and then you've got the first step in creating an offer. And why I am saying that you might have an offer is because you have to consider that what you have, you obviously want it to be appreciated, you want it to be of good use, and you definitely want to find, is there a way to even be compensated, right? You want to find a way to meet those two things. You want to have a need and you want to have compensation for coming up with the product, the service, exactly how to help your target, your audience. So that's what this topic is today, the best or perfect audience for your business. And that's exactly what I do every single day. So in the training arena, I help my clients with exactly what it is that they need in their in their business. So it could be, a variety of services that I offer, but you have to think of it that way. Bring what you have to an audience that needs it based upon the profile that you come up with, and really understanding what their problem really is. So I'm sure you've thought about it. You probably had something that you offer from time to time. Maybe it's free help, maybe it's free service or free product that you offer people. But really think about it now. If you have a goal to turn that free help or service into or product into a paid for service or product, you're right. You're right up the alley. The best way to confirm that you've got something good is if somebody's going to pay for it. All right, and don't be shy. Don't be shy to think, I have something that I just share out of the goodness of my heart. Obviously, that's the beginning of service. You do want to have something that you share with your heart that you care about, that helps others. Now, the bridge. Okay, let me take you from the service side of the bridge to the profit side of the bridge. The part in the middle is scalability. Okay, in order to help more people, right? In order to help more people, what you have either has to be multiplied, duplicated, developed. All of that takes time and money on your part. Okay, if you're going to do something that requires energy and cash on your side, then you have something that you should look into developing for a fee. And not only that, but guess what it's going to do? It's going to make your product or service even better, because you're going to have a premium product and you're going to be able to offer it at a premium price in order to give it your best effort, your best results, and then give the recipient or the client the best out of that, right? It's going to be a win-win on all sides. So it's one thing to consider that what you do is kind of um, as a hobby, right? But as soon as it starts to take up more of your time and space and energy and cash, then you need to think of it as, okay, does this meet the criteria for something that I can turn into an actual paid service or product? And probably the answer is yes. Okay. So then you might turn it into a side hustle. Okay. Now, the other part of turning what you're doing into something paid is answering a couple of questions for yourself. Ask yourself, what are the things that my audience would love about this product or service? Okay. Think about that and answer that for yourself and say, you know what? If there are some positive things that they would really get out of this, like I can see them right now. They're enjoying the body butter. They're enjoying the tea, they're enjoying the necklaces that I make. I really see them, getting compliments or having a better experience, after using my product or service. That is absolutely confirmation that what you have really needs to be developed into something that you can take to market. So I want you to consider this idea from a very organic standpoint. If it makes sense for you, it makes sense that you wanted to create it. It makes sense there are other people similar to you and your profile who may also need and benefit from what you are creating. And if there are obvious outcomes and benefits to it, then what are you waiting for? You have found something that could really help the marketplace. All right. So I want you to consider this. I want you to journal over it. And I want you to come up with exactly what your plan would be to get this thing out into the marketplace and into the hands of your clients or or audience. All right. So with that, I'm going to thank you for joining me, and I will see you on the next training.